Right, it's Radio City Talk, and my name's Mick Coyle. We've got some wonderful news coming out of a charity that does fantastic work here on Merseyside, but actually won a national award for helping regional businesses become autism-friendly. Of course, we're talking about Autism Together, and their Senior Training and Development Officer, Yvonne Smith, joins us on the programme now. Yvonne, congratulations.
Oh, thank you very, very much. We're really, really proud to have received the Markle Award in the third sector. It was quite competitive, as you could imagine. So to come first in the whole of the country for the campaign that we've been doing has been a massive achievement for us, and we're really, really pleased about it.
Just tell us about the Autism Champions project, because it's been up and running for quite some time, but you've made a real sort of impact into the community.
Actually, we have. Initially, it came about from when the Department of Health gave the Autism Alliance a small pot of money to go ahead and spread autism awareness, and it kind of rolled from there because we were only given a small pot of money, but through our reputation and through just moving forward with autism awareness generally, organisations started to embrace the fact that they needed to get on board. They wanted to get on board with raising their awareness to include people in the community, include families, people with autism. So it was quite, it kind of self-propelled really into a massive campaign. And it was in the not just the Liverpool City region, but also across the country. So we've gone to places like Cumbria as well, all the way in Cumbria, in fact. So it's been right across the country. We get calls from South. It's been phenomenal, actually.
Just tell us about the difference that businesses can make in terms of better serving people from the autism community, because I think people might be surprised maybe some of the simple steps that they can take that can really make a difference to a potential new customer, maybe, or generally, just be more mindful as a business that there are different types of people within your community.
I think you've actually hit on something really poignant. The fact that often it is quite small things that people need to make changes about. And firstly, what I'd like to do is say thank you to all those organisations for taking on the training, for taking on a commitment to make reasonable adjustments, to support people, to include people. And some of those reasonable adjustments, you mentioned that, and actually some organisations are frightened. They think they're going to have to make big structural changes. But you know what? It starts off with the way we think about people, and that actually costs nothing. So just changing societal attitudes towards the way we view people. If you speak to people with autism, they just, like most people, want to be accepted more than anything. And by doing that, what these organisations have done and can do is to be aware a little bit about what autism is. Obviously with the knowledge that everybody with autism is different, but you still need to have some awareness of autism to understand where people are coming from. So some of those reasonable adjustments that people have made, it might be that with their own employees, for example, that there is a better sort of atmosphere of disclosing diagnosis, because some people are afraid to disclose a diagnosis because of the repercussions, because of what might happen for that. But organisations as well that are in the public eye, where people public facing and people are accessing their services. It might be things like organisations have had autism friendly sessions, autism friendly hours, and when they've done that, they've considered the sensory input around the environment. So maybe they've made the lighting less harsh. Maybe they've got rid of the music in the background, and this type of thing. What I'd like to stress with that as well, when you see these places advertising autism friendly sessions or hours, it's often the fact that those organisations have also had the training. So it's not lip service to families saying, oh, okay, you're included for an hour a week and that's it. Actually, behind the scenes, what you'll find is people have been trained, staff have been trained, and they're there to help. They don't always have the answers, none of us do all the time, but they're there to say, how can I help you if you need help? And to be, you're looking at acceptance, you're looking at not giving people judgy looks, or because they might be acting or behaving a little bit differently than what they're expected to see.
We've got with us on the programme Yvonne Smith, Senior Training and Development Officer at Autism Together, winners of the Community Engagement Award at the Markel Third Sector Care Awards. Can I ask you as well, and this is such an important aspect of this one, Yvonne, those maybe families, maybe parents of children who are on the spectrum, what feedback do you get from them when they go into these businesses who've been involved in the training about how they've changed the way they go about their business and how that business seems now more user-friendly, if you like, to those autism communities? What sort of response are you hearing from them?
We do get lots of feedback. We have our Facebook, we have people ring up, people talk to us, and they'll often also go to give feedback to the organisations who will then feed back to us. Liverpool Airport is a great example, and we get just the difference that it may be. I can think of a family in particular, took their child to the airport. They were supported discreetly but brilliantly all along the journey, which enabled that family to go on holiday, to lessen that anxiety for that child and the family. So obviously, to go on holiday, most of us would take for granted, but for that family, it was a one-off. They never thought they were ever going to do that, but they give it a go because they knew they were champions. And so that is an example of what happens within these organisations. People feel relaxed to access them, they feel included, they feel part of their community, and it is their community.
Let's just mention, Yvonne, that this isn't the full stop on the project by any stretch, is it? It's nice to get a pat on the back. Of course, it is a national award for Autism Together, but I guess as well it helps now to raise awareness of the fact that the scheme is up and running, and the training for businesses is there for businesses to take as and when they see fit, and they can reach out to you and get that training done through you guys.
Absolutely, and can I just mention as well, when we first started the project, what really kind of stood out for me, one of the things that stood out for me from all of these very different organisations, very different sectors of our society, but one thing brought them all together, and this will stay with me forever, and it was the fact that we'd go out, we're passionate about raising awareness, we don't always expect others to be like that, but I can honestly say that each organisation welcomed it with open arms. And that for me was phenomenal because we didn't expect that as such. And then of course it was simple. Most people have a child with autism. Many people, not most, but many people have a child with autism or a relative, or they know someone with autism. They might be married to somebody. Everybody knows someone pretty much. And so of course on a personal level, it really hits home with people. And they can't thank you enough for it. Obviously it must be quite good training because we won the award, but also I think that really unites people, and I would love for all those organisations to know that, because I think that's really important. It's really important for people with autism, of course, first and foremost.
Brilliant stuff. Just tell us about the numbers, Yvonne. How many people have done the training so far, and what are the opportunities that people have to get involved in 2020?
Okay, so we've trained well over 1,000 staff easily across the Northwest. And they can go on our website to look at the Autism Champion scheme. We also offer lots of other different training courses, and we are doing something quite new and innovative this year as well. We're offering lots of workshops for people with autism and their families, carers, etc. So you can just go on our website or ring directly.
Yvonne, thank you so much for your time today. Thanks for joining us on the programme. Congratulations to you and the whole team for picking up the Community Engagement Award as well. Wonderful work coming from Merseyside, but as we're hearing, that work is spreading far and wide. We thank you for your time and thanks for joining us on the programme.
It's a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Right, it's Radio City.